Today we're cracking open the mailbag, we're talking Black Friday, and tons more.
Channel 33, RPM, yeah, 33, RPM, Channel 33, RPM, yeah, final year ever.
Alright, 33ers, how the heck you doing? Hope you had a good week. Happy Black Friday to you. How was your record store day Black Friday? I gotta say, I did not head out or check out any record stores this Black Friday. The list was cool. There was some interesting stuff on there, but ultimately I decided I didn't really need anything off the list. There's been too many past record store days and record store day Black Fridays where I get excited about the releases and I buy stuff I kind of like or I'm kind of interested in, and I listen to once or twice and I end up kind of filing it and never getting back to it again. Plus, we recently went on a trip to London, England. I got bills to pay, man. I got bills to pay now. So I did not get anything. But for those of you who went out, hit the record stores, who participated in Record Store Day Black Friday, I'd love to know how it was this year and what you picked up. Let me know in the comments. Before I get to the mailbag, one more piece of housekeeping. All this week, I've been running survey questions on the Channel 33 RPM page. It's my annual year-end poll or survey of Channel 33 RPM viewers on all sorts of issues pertaining to records, record collecting, music, and whatnot. I'm going to run these for a couple of weeks, and then towards the end of December, maybe early January, I'll kind of do a video with the takeaways from this year's surveys, and I'll compare that to what you guys said last year. And these year-end surveys are kind of starting to get recognized a little bit, I guess. Last year, Discogs talked about the results in a blog post on their website. A couple other music-related websites kind of picked up some of the trends that we were talking about and quoted some of the survey results. So I want you to be part of all that. So after you're done watching this video, go to the homepage, and if you haven't answered the question, please weigh in, and I'll probably have a couple more coming up even after this video is posted. So now is your time. Have your say. Let's open the mail. Okay, this is pretty cool. The first one's a book, and this comes from Tim Durling. And I first became aware of Tim because he has a YouTube channel called Tim's Vinyl Confessions. He's been doing it forever, probably as long as I've been doing Channel 33 RPM, and Tim is located on the east coast of Canada, but he's also a very prolific writer, super prolific. Here's his latest book on Fleetwood Mac. It's called The Sound That Haunts You, a beginner's companion to Fleetwood Mac. Tim has done a ton of books, man. He lists some in the front of his book here. He's done a book on 8 tracks called Unspooled. He's done a book about the Y&T discography, on the Kansas discography, on Sammy Hagar's discography, on Night Ranger, just tons of stuff. And his books are all available on Amazon. And Tim always does a really good job kind of dissecting these albums and talking a bit about them and offering an introduction for people who may not be familiar with the deep discographies of some of these bands. So this book is no exception. It's available on Amazon. It's a really good read. Tim, thank you for sending it over. Okay, this one was interesting. Very interesting. This is an album by a fellow named Malo Moray. I hope I got that right. And he is a viewer of this channel and an upright bassist, composer, and performer from Germany. This is kind of ambient music. I'll talk more about it in a moment, but first, I love this little sticker he has on the jacket. It says, "This album lives on vinyl only. The algorithm. Play the record." I love it. So on his Bandcamp, this is the description of Malo's music there. It says, Malo Moray celebrates slowness and curiosity in his music, with depth and clarity. He dives deep into the worlds between ambient, krautrock, and jazz, with double bass and electronics developing an intriguing pull into his sonic world. Pardon me if I still sound hoarse. I still have that stupid cold I had last week. This particular album was created live in front of a small audience of a couple dozen people. And the music was improvised, which is pretty cool. And the only time you can really tell it was created or recorded in front of an audience between tracks, because you do hear applause. I found it to be very atmospheric. There's some nature sounds in there. You kind of put it on and float through the stars. Anyway, I'll show you the record here because it's really well packaged and really well done as well. I love when they put the Obi strips on there. On the back, it's hand numbered. This is 115 out of 300. Got a really cool album artwork there as well. Comes with the booklet and it's images. It's mostly images in the booklet. I'm not going to pretend to explain or understand what they all mean. A couple of postcards. And I will show you the record itself. Comes in this very striking blue inner sleeve. It's kind of on a transparent. Oh, it's dark in here. I'm partially colorblind. It's either orangey or goldy or yellowy. I think it's like goldy. The pressing, I made notes here when I listened to it. The pressing is clean. It's quiet. And with this kind of music, like this ambient, quiet music, the pressing really has to be well done because that surface noise, if it's too loud, would be very, very distracting. Oh, it's yellow vinyl. Okay, I see my notes. 140 grams. Translucent yellow vinyl with the Obi and the 12-page booklet. I'll leave a link if you're interested in hearing more from Mallow. Mallow, thank you very much for sending this over. Okay, this one showed up in the P.O. box. I don't know who it came from. I assume it came from the company that does PR for this band called She. This release is called Cut and Rewind. Brand new, came out in 2025, and it's the third release from this band, which I was not familiar with before I heard this record, but it's pretty cool, man. She's the name of the band. They're a female-led group based out of Brooklyn, New York, fronted by 3 women who are all classically trained vocalists. I'll tell you more about it in a second. There is the album cover. There is the back. Again, a nice pressing. And I know I'm saying that a lot lately, but a lot of the pressings I've been seeing have been getting a lot better. I remember going back like 5 years ago, 8 years ago, pressings were really iffy, a lot of scuffs, that kind of stuff. I think pressings have been getting better lately. Again, it could be my imagination. There is She. The lyrics on the back. Here is the record. Colored vinyl. So their music, they described it as discodelic soul. Discodelic soul. I like that term. With dreamy harmonies that prominently combines disco and 70s funk, among other influences. In my notes, I said it's poppy, funky indie rock with elements of soul. At one point, it reminds me of ABBA, and another point reminds me of Sade. So, really cool stuff. Again, I never heard of these guys before this album mysteriously appeared in my P.O. box. So thank you very much for sending this over. And another band well worth checking out. All right, 33ers, how was your Black Friday? What did you pick up? If anything, let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep on spinning.